Dr. Thornberg, welcome back to CMA, the California Mortgage Association Winter Seminar. It's a pleasure to have you here again. Great to have some time with you here after your presentation. Just wanted to take a moment and have you reflect on your presentation this afternoon and some additional comments that you'd like to share with us, please.
Oh, well, it's great to be back. It's been a couple of years, and it's an interesting time to be back. 2018 was a pretty good year. People felt good right up until the last couple of months. And then all of a sudden the stock market took a dive, we saw interest rates come up, we saw a slowdown in transactions, and all this fear about the next recession started happening. But what's interesting is, calling for a slowdown, calling for a recession necessitates having a why. Why is that going to happen? What's going to cause the economy to slow down or tip into a downturn? And the answer is there is no reason why. Yes, there's some pressures on our economy today, but none of these pressures rise to the level of what I would call recession causing, or even things that would slow down the market substantially. Consumer spending. Consumer spending is solid. Consumer households have some of the best balance sheet they've had in the last 40 years. The financial obligations ratio, lowest it's ever been. Housing market's incredibly clean over the last 10 years because of Dodd-Frank. Yes, it's prevented people from buying homes. It kept home ownership rates relatively low, but at the same time, one of the cleanest mortgage markets we've ever seen. And you certainly see that in a lot of the data on delinquencies. Industrial part of the economy moving forward. Exports are moving forward. Everything's fine. Even some of the big fears, for example, interest rates rising. Well, we saw a little bit of an increase in, say, the third quarter of the year, but that was all driven by a rapidly growing economy, more federal borrowing, and in general, an equity market was hot that just basically caused people to shift some of their assets. None of this was a surprise. They didn't go up very much, certainly not enough to cause any kind of major disruption in these markets. So, in general, I like to say, if you have to sort of sum it up, I'd say it's not the economy that's broken, it's our heads that are broken. And that's not new. These kind of negative talk about the economy has been a permanent fixture of the conversation for the last decade. And that's not healthy. We're in an incredible position right now as a nation. Never have people had it quite as good as they have it right now. But instead of appreciating this and trying to tackle some of these long-run problems, instead we're running around with a hair on fire, pretending there's a crisis every moment. And that needs to be fixed, but that's a question of psychology, not economics.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Thornberg.